Well, it's my pleasure to be here. Well, the body that is organizing that organized protest is the Etosa Development Forum under the attack protest is titled the Occupy Lekki Toll Gate, and which is under the edges of the Anti-Lekki Tolling Movement. So, it's quite most unfortunate that at this point in time of our national life, the insensitivity of those at the ends of powers can still be seen live and can be felt on the heels of the Lekki tolling fares, which is the astronomical increase in the Lekki tolling fares. That is at the both tolling centers, the Lekki Link Bridge and the Admiralty Circle Plaza. So this hills was inflicted on the people on the 1st of February. And that to us, as a people who believe in democracy, who believe in social justice, right, who believe that the people's interest must form the primus inter pares for any government. And that is what precipitated our demands, because we need not be seen as just noisemakers or protesters. Yeah. We have fundamental demands that the toll points, especially that of the Admiralty Plaza, was brought back 2013 by the Lagos State government. And as at date, we don't know the status of the government because it's still the Lekki Concession Company, that is the concessionaire, that are still managing those toll points. And to us, those are more dark. It has really shown a lot of dark edges on the part of the government. Similar thing happened around, that is in 2013, during that's 2012, during the first protest march then. And that led to death of an individual. The same manner some hoodlums were being hired to intercept and end such protests abruptly. That was the same measure that was resuscitated today. And thankfully to the men of the Nigerian police force, because prior before our protest, we wrote letters to the Nigerian police force for security, surveillance, and protection, which was what really saved the smooth protest that we were having. And fortunately, the hoodlums were arrested, presently at the Area J command of the Nigerian police. So, and I believe investigation is ongoing, but we believe that this will also, it's also to show the gross misconduct, the illicit mood of doing things in Nigeria, the way our manners, people override fundamental rights of the people. And we strongly believe that this was orchestrated by the same Lekki Concession Company, because once we are on en route towards a peaceful march, because the police were guiding us, in the middle of it, these protesters, these hoodlums just invaded within our midst, and we were able to swiftly alert the police. But in the process, before the police got in between that, those guys were able to unleash some terrors by breaking some journalist cameras and all that. Before today, I must acknowledge one fact, that it's an all-engaging struggle, and we've been able, because there are some measures that were pushed forward from the government, and that they will be readily available to sit and engage us. But that notwithstanding, we know the kind of system we run. It's all about the system of how do you trust your government? How will we be able to repose the confidence? We must firstly, one thing is that His Excellency Governor Akim Ambode was able to announce to us that the other tolling plaza, Chevron, will not be told that it's going to be a free, fair en route. So, and we saw that maybe, probably maybe as an election like this to the people, but we're still hoping that for a reduction at the other toll centers. That was our hope. We're thinking maybe having recouped their investment. For the fact that the government was able to buy back the contract, that shows that the LCC has no hand anymore in it. That's the fact. And that's what was laid as part of our demands. That is either there is a total cancellation, because we know that if the government's okay, they are cancelling it, it behoves on the government to show concern. But if not, the astronomical increment without proper consultation with the real people, with the people whose concern are germane, the motorists, the populace. There was no proper orientation. There was no proper media buzz of what and how is this tolling point going to be done. We just felt, we just heard overnight that there was a conspiracy somewhere, people agreed, and the old people agreed on behalf of we, the people, without putting us in the know. The way forward is to, this is democracy, and as civic and responsible citizen, we in as much as the government, the administration of Ambode we believe is a listening governor. We believe he's been able to score a lot of points for himself in infrastructure development. And our demands is just for the government to see through the eyes of the people. The people are languishing. Maybe the government have been overridden with the fact that that is Lekki Peninsula, and anybody in that axis are the haves. Even the haves are itching. The have-not are more downtrodden. There are a lot of villages and towns we have there that has no potable water, no general hospital, no good accessible roads, no drainage on this same Lekki-Epe expressway. It is just been reconstructed some few months back. So we still believe that if our demands are met, one, reduction at a flat rate, at a minimal of 100 naira for all vehicles, irrespective of size and shapes, we demand that let the government and the LCC show some appreciable value to letting us understand the forensic audited report of that contract till date. How much was generated, what was expended on what, who is doing what for what purpose, because that is what accountability is all about in government. So our demands are there. So we also want to know the current status of the Lagos state government in that project, because we believe if Lekki is being told to, within the short pressing to each other, the link bridge and the Admiralty Toll Plaza, these are choked routes that you don't have any alternative than to just go through those places. Even if the government have pushed to us that they provided alternatives, these are private estates of some royal families. So especially that of the Oniru, that route, the presumed alternative road, is more or less like a street. The Lekki Link Bridge was won by, there was a case against them, which was won by Ebun Adegorowa, a lawyer, also resident within Lekki Axis there. And he won the case against the government, but yet the government appealed against the people. And Lagos has not domesticated the FOI law. If you take any matter to them, maybe they call, they will hide under the fact that it's not been under their state legislative act. So that might, bring us to the record. That's why, not that we are not limited in going to the court. No, we have all alternative at all the arsenal to really fight for this at our disposal. And one of the key things that we've engaged the government as a date is constructive engagement, and that is why this protest has been most peaceful. For those that were there today, sees through everywhere the way we manage, and even we place rules and regulation of how we want that protest to go. We place there that no use of firearm, non-violence. We give our instruction to any protest, anybody participating, not to display any insignia of any political party. This is not a political party rally, no anti-APC or pro-PDP. No, this is not to be seen in that manner, so that nobody should misconstrue our genuine intention, that whatever it is, irrespective of whatever political divide you belong to, this Lekki Expressway is our collective pride, is our collective we have collective ownership of this infrastructure. And if anything is to happen there, the government needs to sit and engage us, and not at this time, no matter the reason that they want to bring to us to understand. For many Lagosians, not just Lagosians flying that route is more or less one of the most busiest routes, because it's now linked out to outside Lagos. A lot of transport companies are now going through that side now. So you cannot just be able to close it up that it is just for indigenous residents, NURTWs, that you have to just call and you decide. The protest is a continuous one. Why is it continuous? Is that we might not be physically present at the toll point, at the toll plazas, but basically, as I've rightly informed, that we've had some subtle engagements. Presently, we are hoping to consolidate on that, so that by the time we engage the government, probably that will even inform the government on one of the parameters of what and how we can manage that same point. Because one of our own key demands from the Chosa Development Forum is that in as much as this is a tolling point within a particular local government, we believe revenues generated from that local government should go to the infrastructural enablement and development of that local government. And every benefit of those places in vis-a-vis SMEs, loans, provision of hospital, having a lot of guiding principles. So therefore, our demands are very minimal, that the government can still see through our eyes. The government can establish a Chosa Development Trust Fund out of money generated from that place. We can also use that as a fundamental growth for the life of the people. So these are all engaging. We are not against the governor in person. We have not targeted this protest to ridicule the government. We want this to be an all-engaging, and for the fact that the governor will be is hearing us and is listening to us in the short distance time that we have, we believe we'll come out with a very progressive resolution that will be very, very profitably for the common benefit of all.